Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Abby Hegyard. This is my office. So we have Mom over there, and I took off my jacket yesterday after modeling it and taking pictures and whatnot, and then I forgot to bring it back into the office. So you'll see it on Thursday. So welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to coin or to copy. What's his name? Graham Norton. Today is the 31st of December. 31. And it means that this evening is the last day, the last moment, the last minutes of 2024. So I thought it would be really great, since we're getting ready to sail into 2025. We've got the dragon boat ready. We've got all of our supplies. Everybody's on the boat, and we've realized that we can't bring everything with us. We can't bring all the stuff. So what we have to do is we have to focus, we have to concentrate, we have to pare down so that we can bring exactly what we need. Give me 1 second. I just want to click this. Hello. There we go. Now then, the theme today for episode 319 videos that you and I have been doing together since the beginning, is pretty darn exciting. And the theme today is, can you tell the difference? Do you know the difference between Niblets and Fiblets? And I know you're saying, where on earth does she come up with these things? And I'm going to tell you right after we do this. A niblet, of course, is a brand name for corn, and it's also other definitions of other things, which I'll get into. But Fiblets, which I loved when I saw it, is I first saw it with Seth Godin, who's a thing I subscribe to and I read every day. Seth is a student of the human condition in this modern day, and he writes about all things marketing, communications, and connection and connectivity and engagement. Very interesting guy. Seth Godin, Godin. Look him up. I don't get a plug from him or anything. It's just, I think he's amazing. So, Niblets and Fiblets. Okay, let's have this conversation. And before I do, for those of you who have just decided to try watching this for the first time, you're maybe part of We Are the Unforgettables. You may be part of Amy Makepeace's brilliant group, 70s and 80s Memory Lane. Or you may be part of the Facebook family and you've said, finally, I'll watch Abby. So here's the deal. I invented this crazy woman. There she is over there. I invented Valerie Prevert at the demand, at the behest, at the begging of Nickelodeon and the people at Kid Next Door Productions. And she's kind of flighty, but every so often she sneaks up on you. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. And so there's a kind of a dual personality going on pretty much all the time. There's Abby, and then there's Mom. And what these videos are, what they're comprised of, is my take on things I see and live and learn to love and regret and forget as I grow and change and prosper. And good morning, Kelly. And why I do these videos is to share with you what I've discovered over the years as a military brat. And what I've discovered is that we have this rare and exciting opportunity and ability all the time to kind of switch gears, mentally first, emotionally second, and then physically third. And I call this, the mental part of it, the emotional part of it, pivotry in motion. You have to change your mind, you have to change your focus before you can change your gears. And pivotry in motion is this gift that we all have that most people don't even know exists. So my plan, ever since COVID, is to show you how it works, to teach you how it works. Because once you see it and realize it and try it and then recognize that you've always had it, the game changes completely. And so pivotry in motion is our gift, and why it matters, what it does. Good morning, Paul. Why pivotry matters is because it makes us unforgettable. And really, that's the thing we all crave. We crave to be part of something, and we crave to be a member that other members say, Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. How have you been? We all want to be unforgettables. So that's the plan. All right. So that's the backstory. That's the backstory for any of you who are just joining us. And for all of you who have been with me from the beginning, thank you for your patience. Now, ready? By the way, there is a third word, and it's driblets. Give me a second. And I thought of driblets when I saw a small stain on something that I had thought was perfectly fine. So, a niblet isn't just a brand name for a brand of corn. A niblet is defined as the smallest, softest, edible element of something we consume. The niblet is the tiniest moment of it, bit of it, that we can actually taste and savor. Interesting, right? It's very small. Now, the thing about niblets, by the way, if you've ever bought a bag and you open them and you put them in a bowl, is they all look the same. You'd have to squinch down, take your glasses off, look really close to see the differences, because it's not that they're manufactured. Corn is corn is corn. But when you look at an ear of corn, you have to really pay attention to see how the little niblets of corn might be different. How is this valuable? Well, we're a snackable society. As somebody who's a stand-up comic type can tell me, that stand-up comic who spoke very slowly in a deep voice once said, and cracked me up, eventually everything is bite-sized. I'll give you a second. So when you are going to get all that stuff in your teeth, gnawing the corn off the cob, somebody said, why don't we just take them off the cob and then people can just enjoy the corn without all the work? Brilliant. So hence came the term. Good morning, Freddie. How nice to see you back. Welcome on the 31st. So a niblet, if a niblet is the smallest, savory, edible essence, pure essence of something we consume. A fiblet is, by conversion, the smallest edible, savory essence of the lies we tell, of the untruths we share that seem so small. They're not really that important. They don't matter unless you scrape them off the container they come with and present them in a bowl. The accumulated outcome of all those fiblets is an untruth. And that's a step down a slippery slope, isn't it? So the fiblet, as Seth defined it, is the forgivable, the acceptable dishonesty, the smallest, grayest tinge, slightest gray tinge of a lie. All operators are standing by. Your phone, your call will be answered in sequence. Take a number. Your business is our highest concern. We value you get it? And people get into the habit of copying. This is the other aspect of a fiblet. People get into the habit of copying these innocent, small, forgivable, recognizable untruths as the way the big guys do business, and we want to be seen to be one of them. All our operators are standing by. A friend of mine, many, many years ago, when his one-man business was very small, and he operated his one-man business that, by the way, became very lucrative. He operated his one-man business in the laundry room of the basement of his townhouse. And his message on his phone was, thank you for your call. All our operators are standing by. When I went over to see him one day, I said, where do you keep the operator? He said, well, they're very small. I have them on a shelf. And I understood what he had done. And I understood, Stephen Wright? Yes, Stephen Wright. Thank you, Chris. You have to do it daily. that whole business of setting ourselves up to look like is what we do as animals to be safe. This is what the whole herd thing is about. There's a fairly large, hungry looking thing over there. I'm just going to stand here with these guys. I'm going to pretend to be one of them. So it's just one seamless oil painting. That whatever it is over there is just, don't turn your head. And for God's sake, don't blink. Damn, I blinked. We're just going to all stand here like nothing. Nobody whistle. Maybe he'll go away. Is he going? Yep, there he goes. Awesome. Okay, now back to grazing. So this is primal survival. Unless you get into marketing, then they get silly about it. And then they say, hey, and then we can do this and we can do that. And then you look at the bald-faced, clearly obvious, giant size untruths. And you say, who would ever believe, who would have thought that was a good idea? And the thing is, nobody thought it was a good idea. What happened was, the avalanche. The snowball, tiny little snowball. Suddenly it's a thing. Suddenly it's clouds of avalanche. So this is the time on the 31st when we have an opportunity. Oh yeah, and by the way, driblets, same thing, right? You hope if there's enough of them, it looks like you had a design done. What? Oh yeah, this is a silk rendering of soup. On the 31st of December, many people are saying, I got to get serious about this. Tomorrow, I have this list. And it's all the things we're going to do. It's all the things. I'm going to go back to the gym. Well, good morning, Susan. We're going to go back to the gym. We're going to do this. I'm going to lose that. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to take on this. I'm going to, Yeah. How about we do this? We take a step back. Grand 2024 Rising, Abby. Whoever this grand person is, they need to get rid of some of their shit that's in my apartment. So this is our opportunity to say, I'm on the boat. I'm in the boat. I have the oar. I'm with the crew. I'm ready to row from here through tonight and into the beginning of tomorrow. Every day. What am I bringing with me that is not serving me? What am I choosing to keep that is creating drag? What are the odds? Well, maybe it'll fit eventually. By the time it fits, it'll be out of style. And I know Paul is going to say nostalgic is king. I know you're going to say it, Paul. The thing is, how much nostalgia? All of it? All of it. How about the key pieces that say this is the niblet of me? This is the essential essence of me. This is the tiny, perfect seedlet of me. The part that I knew when I was a kidlet. How about we focus on that? How about we focus on, good morning, Sky. How about we focus on that tiny, small, wonderful thing that every so often we stop and we say, and this is the reason I smile. If you had no bucket list, you merely had a very tiny bucket, what would you put in your bucket? What would you put in your absolutely essence of essentials to bring with you on the boat? What would you say? I will never lose it because it's part of me. I want to make it front and center. I want it to be my dragon ship head. I want people to look at that and say, that is 100% who she, he, they are. What is that? What is your niblet? Because the difference between a niblet and a fiblet, one is a quality and the other is a habit. One is our essential quality, the true essence of who we are, our own individual niblet, and the other is a shortcut we take because everyone else has taken it. And I'll tell you one thing that you already know. It's easy to replace a habit. It's easy to come up with a better one. It's easy, if we choose, to take a look at the origin story and say, you know how many operators there are standing by? This one. In each and every life, we are the operator. We are rowing. We are the captain. This is our ship. We don't need fiblets. Our essential niblet is all we need and always has been. So the really cool thing on this day, on this night, when you have a few minutes, pick one of these. This is a weapon of mass construction. Pick up one of these. Mine has my name and my face on it. Did you notice that? Did you see this? Here I am. See? Here I am. Pick up a weapon of mass construction. Grab something to write down your thoughts. And think about your essence. Think about the true nature of your niblets. Think of 5, think of 10, think of 50. It's hard to do. I'm pretty good with about 5. If you keep doing the same thing, you will keep getting the same result. Well, instead of good morning, grand, magnificent, and rising is the sun. Okay. That takes a long time, though. Instead of good morning, grand, magnificent, and rising is the sun. Fear God. Susan, what are you doing? How about, hey? If you keep doing the same thing, you will keep getting the same result. Yes. No, you don't. You get a clearer result. You get a bigger result. You get a heavier result. You get a more magnificent result. If you keep doing the same thing, you are polishing to perfection that result. If it's a dumb thing, then you get a perfectly heavy, magnificent, dumb thing. On the other hand, if it is spectacular, right? So this is what I would like you to love you. Yeah. So this is what I would really love for you to do with me, because I'm doing it every day. My number is 3 for obvious reasons, door number 3 and all of that, plan C. My number is 3, and I try to look at all the things and pare them down and get down to the 3. And usually my niblets represent something I do, something I feel, and something that I think. And in combining those 3, it's not that they merge into one, but they are diamond facets. You know how a diamond turns in the light, when it hits the edge of its facet, it goes, it sparkles. Well, the more facets, of course, the more sparkles. The faster you spin it, the more sparkles. But I basically have 3. And what those niblets are my touchstone. It's what I go back to. It's what I stare at and say, yeah, that's me. That has always been. And I'm thrilled that it looks like it always will be. And life is difficult. Life can be challenging. Life can be, holy crap, who saw that coming? What we can rely on, though, is these niblets of ours to carry us through. What we can rely on is our ability to pivot, use our pivotry gift to choose the one that gives us the greatest strength, the greatest reach, and the greatest momentum. What we have is unlimited potential once we realize that we don't have to have all the things. We don't have to collect all the lunch boxes. I realize, Paul, what I'm saying here. I realize that sounds like sacrilege. But if we could only bring 3, and this is the military brat talking, right? The reason I'm not a collector, although I know what you're seeing there, it's a collection, but it's a collection of ideas that allow you to understand who I am. This collection over here is some of the work that I did that allows you to see what I've created, what I've built, what I'm known for. It's not stuff that I'm cherishing for my own precious. And I was taught that as a military kid. Everybody only gets this many boxes. Choose wisely. And that's kind of built in. And if any of you are military kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, I love that. Yes, I know. We'll get you another one. So on this eve of the end moments and memories, immediate present memories of 2024. By the way, 2024, Year of the Dragon, has for the entire year represented to me the dragon boat, the dragon ship in which we sail, in which we choose the direction that works for us, in which we have our crew who are with us, who are leaning in. To me, 2024 has represented this. Most of my life has represented this. The Year of the Snake now. If you've seen my artwork for it, it's a very clever year coming to us. And I think it's going to be amazing. So before I leave you, before I let this go on and on the way I so often do, I want to tell you a couple of things. I want to tell you that we hit a couple of walls this year. We hit a couple of very, very hard walls this year. And they were sudden and they came out of nowhere and we ran into them because we were moving at full tilt and we hit them hard and we fell down and we sat there and we said, okay, ow. And what was that? And then we said, no time. And we got up and we began to rebuild almost as fast as we hit and fell. And so it's been kind of a scramble year here in Abbey Mom Central, in Abbey World. It's been a very, very tumultuous up and down and back and forth world. And we're doing well. We've come through it and we are continuing. And when I modeled the jacket yesterday, our varsity jacket, our Unforgettables varsity jacket, and Paul, you're absolutely right. Everybody needs an Unforgettables jacket. What with language, Abby. I hope that wasn't an admonition, Freddie. What we are looking for this year coming is a clear understanding of who we are and what that stands for. So that when we say, I'm walking here, we actually know what that means. And those among us, those with us, those hoping to join us, we hope they have enough focus that they've put down many of the things that they're trying to keep because, oh, I love this and I love that and I need one of those. If we've just said, pick 3, then we hope all these people so distracted, so mesmerized by the distant wet spot on the highway that no matter how fast you run, stays the same distance ahead of you. We hope and we intend, and we are, hope, intend, are doing everything we can to help you see how cool it is when you focus on what is our essential niblet. When we don't approach life in driblets, when we don't lean in to the easy mediocrity of fiblets, when we hang on to what we stand for, and then find a way to connect and connect and connect. What we're looking for is the joy. What we're looking for is the ah. What we're looking for is, this is why I came. And I am so excited that you are with me on this. I'm so excited that The Unforgettables is already closing in on 600 members. Can you believe it? We only launched on the 15th of November. And we had a bit of a drag on the build for a bit. And that drag suddenly broke free. And now it seems like nothing is stopping us. Chris Wilkes is working his magic. My gosh, Warren has some exciting surprises for us in the new year. And every single one of you, Sky, all of you, every single one of you is now seeing that our posts, our conversations in We Are the Unforgettables group is exactly that. It's a conversation. It's a participation. It's not a spectator sport. We are building our boats. We are inviting you to come aboard. It's going to be crowded. The only room we're going to have for our carry-ons is our essential niblets. So you have until the 31st, midnight, which is in just a few hours from now, to decide what they are. It's exciting. So I'm going to love you and leave you for now because I have other stuff that is coming along that is very exciting and I can't wait to talk to you about it. Before I go, I want to say a couple of things. Now, I have a regular drill, be good to you. And I mean it every time. Be good to you because you deserve it. You are worthy. You have value. You contribute. Absolute, essential. And don't ever forget it. And then I always tell you to remember to hug your loved ones. Why? Because they love us back. And it completes a circle. So I always tell you that. What I want to tell you in addition in this special episode is that humans are the only ones who give names to days and names to months and actually put numbers to years. It is our conceit. It is how we keep track. It's why we wear watches if we're old school and check our phones. We're trying to figure out where we are in this arc of the sun. Alternatively, we could look up. However, we're a little more focused on how much time do I have? How much time do I have? And the answer is we have all the time there is. We have all the time there is. And then, who knows? So, don't dawdle. Seize the day. Run with it like you stole it. You will thank me for it. Okay, what else? Not just a sec. I'm wishing you the happiest. Yes. Happiest, last delicious fragments, niblets of 2024. And oh my gosh, excitement. Looking over the edge at 2025. And I will catch you on Thursday. Some of you might catch me earlier than that. We'll see. I have an idea brewing. Definitely see you here, same space, same time on Thursday, because it's going to be episode 320. And I can't wait. So I'm going to love you and leave you temporarily. Have a great day. And oh, by the way, just last thought. I went to a New Year's Eve party once when I was in college, and a guy arrived at 8:15 with a large bottle of something. He drank that entire bottle within an hour. At 9:15, spectacularly, as the rest of the guests were arriving, and to everyone's massive astonishment, he passed out, fell down, threw up, and no one could move him because he was a fairly sizable lad. So we all walked around him and somebody got a mop. At 11:15, he woke up. He felt like hell. He looked worse. And he had the unhappiest bringing in of the new year. So I have always thought of that as a metaphor for missing the point of the exercise. On this New Year's Eve, pause before you leap. Just pause, check your mirrors. And then remember the thing my dad used to say, imagine if what you do tonight is on the front page of the newspaper tomorrow, above the fold. Have I thoroughly ruined your party? Okay. See you in the new year.